Ladies and gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Being Trans. My name is Amanda Bonanza. Next to me is Lilith Elektra, and below us there is the lovely and talented Emily Kailyn. Thank you very much. How is everybody today?
I am good.
Oh, that's great news. Emily, how are you doing?
Good to hear. My brain is broken. I am all stress. I am leaving the country in 4 days, and there is a lot to still do. I am very unprepared. I had some friends over last night helping me pack. We got my suitcases most of the way there, but suitcases and then one of the boxes we're going to be packing away in the garage done. So there's probably another 8 to 10 boxes to do. There's a lot to do. And so this week I've been doing things like I sold my drum kit, got a decent price for it. Was not expecting that to be such a tearjerker.
Yeah.
That was tough.
When I moved from Seattle down here to California, I I had to get rid of all. I tried to sell like pretty much everything I had, and my music equipment was the hardest thing to part with. And like, I did end up selling my guitar, which was like the guitar I'd had since like 2005, and like it was my guitar. Like it was my fucking guitar. It was the only, like, I know there's a lot of people that have like they have all these different guitars and they collect guitars and they keep buying new guitars. That wasn't the case. Like, I had my one guitar. That was my guitar, and that was what I used for everything, and I loved it so much. And like, and I parted with it, and like at the very least, the guy that got it deserved it. Like, and that made me happy because like I couldn't bear with it otherwise. Like, it was in good hands, but like I also like way undersold myself because I was just like, I need to get rid of this. This is about what I paid for it. I didn't realize that I paid what I had paid for it was like $550 in like 2005, and it had appreciated to about 6 times that much. And I had no idea. And so when I posted it, everyone was like, well, what? I want it, I want it, I want it. And I was just like, what do you mean? Why is everyone scrambling to get this guitar when they didn't want anything else I had? Because I
Oh,
also had this like old amp, this like, I had like a 71 Fender twin reverb that was just like butter and it's amazing. And I was trying to get rid of that, but I wasn't going to be under lowballed on that because I knew what it was. And
uh-huh.
like everyone was trying to lowball me on that. It's like, well, I'll give you like $700 for it. It's like, I'm not getting rid of this for less than $3,000. Like, there's no fucking way. I know what this amp is and what it's worth.
But you
And
didn't
like,
know what the guitar was worth, just
and I didn't know
sentimental.
what the guitar was worth,
Mm.
and like it hurts so much. But the amp is safe away at like my old drummer's house.
So never ended up selling it.
No,
You
I
stuck to
didn't
your
sell
gun.
most of my gear. I sold my synthesizers,
Oh,
and I sold most of my microphones, and I sold my guitar, and that's about it. Like, the rest of it, like, I didn't sell my pedal board, and I'm actually thankful for that. Like, if it ever comes up again, like, and I can get my pedal board back and like my amp back, but like I don't think it's ever gonna go. But it's in good hands.
well, that's what happened for me too. Is the drum kit went to a really good close friend, so that's great. I got a decent price for it, less than I paid for the components, but it's been either outside in my sunroom with the windows open a lot of the time, or in the garage, which isn't very well sealed. It's vented, so yeah, a lot of the moisture gets in. So
It's
it's
not
it
insulated either, and that's a problem too. Like, that'll fuck drums up or any instrument, like if it goes from hot to cold and hot to cold.
yeah. Yeah, they look a little bit beat up, like the drum pedal stuff was very rusty and all that. It works great, but yeah, it's not the prettiest. I tried like crazy to polish one of my cymbals and I could not get it to get the patina off, so I was bummed
You
about
know how
that.
to
So
do it? You know what the secret trick is to cleaning cymbals?
what's that?
Ketchup. You smear
Catch.
ketchup all over it, and it wipes right off.
God damn. I wish I'd known. Anyways, but I got a decent price for it for the shape it was in. So I think I did okay there. But like, again, I've had that drum kit for 20 22 years. And we've had a rocky past. I haven't been able to play it as much as I would like to, but yeah. So it's just things like that. I had my going away party on Thursday. A ton of people showed up. We had probably like 50 or 60 people there, coming in and going out, and most
Mhm.
people stayed the whole night, which was wild because I did it from 5 to 10. And so like we had a pretty full place for at least 3 of those hours. And that was just great. Difficult, so difficult to touch all the tables, make sure you're having conversations with people,
Yeah.
answering the questions. I needed a PA to stand up there and like ask like all of the general questions in one fell swoop. But it was such an amazing night. And one of my oldest friends, who I've again known for over 20 years, showed up. And after the divorce and transitioning, our relationship, like, I don't know, it was just one of the ones where I was sort of, we were so close as like guys that it just sort of felt awkward to me. And I kind of dropped off communication. I don't know if y'all have sort of noticed that in your transition, like especially early on, things get a little weird, and so you just you kind of step back, and you feel awkward talking to people. And then I get this thing where if like I haven't talked to you in a while, like it's really awkward for me to just say, hey, I'm thinking of you. I'm sorry I haven't talked to you in 6 years, but hi. Uh,
Yeah.
so it was amazing to see him. He left at the end of the night and cried, and I think by that point I was just cried out. I didn't have any more tears left in me. I was very sad. My eyes wanted to cry, but they could not because I'd done it
Oh, poor
throughout the
thing.
night. But so yeah, wonderful send off, extremely bittersweet. I'm so excited and I'm so happy for getting to go be with my love, and I'm so deeply sad by the stuff that I'm leaving behind, and overwhelmed at the stuff I still have to do in the last 4 days.
Yeah. I mean, I was there. I was at the party, and it was I knew it was going to be like that, especially for you, that you were going to be spread so thin, and that you were, I mean, you essentially just had to kiss babies all night. It's just you're a politician. Like
Yeah,
it's like
shaking
it's like
hands,
I have
kissing
to
babies.
see. Yeah, I love you. Oh, thanks for coming. Blah blah blah. Yeah, tell me all about. Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta go. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like I've done it before. Like it's a thing for sure. And yeah, that thing about like the awkwardness of like people in that first year of transition, like friends that you've had for a long time. I didn't have too much of that. Like surprisingly, like it was most of my friends were like super awesome, and I didn't have any real weirdness at all. There
Mhm.
was a little bit from like one friend, and like it did kind of like hamper things, and like I don't really talk to him much anymore, and
Mhm.
I'm not like regretful about it. Like it's kind of a shame it worked out that way, but it is one of those things that like I don't hold anything against him. I don't think he hasn't been weird to me lately, and it's like I think it was just like it was a lot. It's I think the thing that we as trans people take for granted is like we're going through it. And
Mhm.
so like it's so all encompassing, and it's so gigantic and gargantuan that like we forget that like other people, it's a huge deal for everyone else too.
Yeah.
And that was certainly my perspective then. It was like, okay, I was at the center of my own universe, and like it was I couldn't get outside of that box because it was just all too crazy. And but I didn't take into account that like, okay, here's someone that I've known for 20 years that like didn't see this coming. And like now he's got to deal with this. It's just like, oh shit, I didn't
Yeah.
take that into account. Like, and it wouldn't have made any difference. I still would have transitioned, but like it's still a matter of like it's now that I'm through the hard part, through that chaos, that's that first year. Like I can look back and be like, oh, I wish I'd have handled that with a little more grace and patience.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before, and how when we grow up with all of this conflict and confusion within ourselves, and those of us that come out later in life, which is the situation we're talking about now, we have fought with this so long that when we figure it out, there's sort of like this internal explosion of like, this needs to come out now. I need to finally be myself and be this and live as this. And so because of that, the timeline is just so compressed then for, talking to people, for understanding what's going on, for understanding where you're going. And yeah, we've talked about that before, where those conversations are so difficult because you have to have them then because you're coming out and you're going to be dressing differently. You're going to be doing some different behaviors, but you don't have any of the answers yet. It's too new. And then you're, like you said, you're all in your own head and you're worried about things. You're worried about what people will think and all this. And so your perspective on what everybody else is thinking, what they're going through is really skewed if, sort of non-existent, basically. You lose all empathy for what your friends and family are going through. And so it's one of those things you come back to later and you're like, I'm so glad you're still with me because I don't feel like I was an amazing friend for the last
Yeah, I put
5
you in the
years.
middle there.
And yet I told him it was great to see you, and I wish we'd had more time because I'm my best version right now. Like I'm killing it. As far as Emily, this
Yeah,
is
you're
this
doing
is
pretty
pretty
great.
close to peak. So, this is the version of Emily to know, and yeah, hopefully it's not too late.
Thank God I got to.
The other thing that's been happening, and I know
There's
it looks
more?
like I'm really unprepared, and I should have been packing sooner and stuff instead of saving it to the last 4 days. But I got talked into going and visiting my family in Texas, of all places.
Yeah.
And as much as we've talked
Nice.
about getting the hell out of here and getting to a safe place, the irony of going to one of the worst places in the country right before I get out is not at all lost on me. So I went Friday through Monday. I mean, Monday of this week.
Yeah.
And it was a very last minute trip. Thank God it wasn't horribly expensive. But yeah, I went to the heart of Texas, and I was fine in the airport in LA. I wasn't worried about that. Um, my concern was, like needing to use the restroom on my way out in Dallas, and then definitely coming through security and having to use it there in Dallas because I'm like, well, once I make it through security, then I'm definitely potentially flagged. So I made sure to use the restroom before I went anywhere. I just went straight in, straight to the bathroom, and then I went through security and all that. So um, I guess that's my safety tip. But still,
That you even have to think about that shit. It sucks so bad. Like it's like I don't know what to do. Like you can't use the fucking bathroom. Like that's so fucking shitty. It's like my instinct to that is like fine, then I'll piss all over the fucking floor. Like that's my instinct. You don't
you
want
want
to
to
use
treat
the
me like an
bathroom? Here
animal?
you go.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be one. Yeah. Exactly. But like yeah, that doesn't pay great dividends either. It's one of those. It's like video games. Like okay, you play like the video games that are like immersive, that are like the sandbox immersive games, and you build your character. And like the ones that are hardcore, you have the hardcore mode where you have to eat food and like you have to drink water and like you have to make sure if you get sick, you have to take medicine. Like DayZ is a big one where it's super immersive and intricate. But like I don't know why going to the bathroom is never a thing in those games, and the mechanic should be that like the hunger, like the more you ignore it, like the worse your stats get, for sure. Like that's how it has to be. But also like if it gets down to zero, you just shit your pants and your
Wait, are you telling
charisma
me
permanently
are you
drops to
telling me
nothing.
you've never locked 40 Sims in a house and then just removed the toilet? Is that what you're telling us?
I never played The Sims.
I never did either because once I made 40 of them pee in pee in the living room, where was I going to go from there? There's no place to go. I'm done. I've done everything there is to do in The Sims.
Oh my God. Oh, it broke me. Oh my God. So Alexis says that Texas doesn't have a bathroom bill yet, and they haven't had any problems, and that's wonderful. I love that. I didn't really have any problems either. I think part of that for me, and the thing that need to remember is I apparently have reached this point of passing privilege, and so I don't take that lightly. And the problem with the airport is the airport's a federal building,
Yeah.
and federally it is illegal. So I wasn't really afraid most other places, but um, then
That's
of
why I'm
course,
terrified of it. And like, it's like, I'm thinking of like, like basically once I get like enough establishment to like actually like start making the steps to like leaving, I'm gonna want to like actually fly to the country I'm planning on going to and like checking it out because I don't want to just go there cold because I've never been there. But
yeah.
like then I thought about it and it's like then I have to worry about like getting back into the country. And like that's a terrifying concept. It's like maybe I do want to go there cold. Like, because like I feel like if I leave this country, like coming back and trying to go through customs, like is just such a bad idea. Like it's
Mm,
just so bad. Like and I'm starting to rethink that strategy because I really think that's it. It's like I thought about that yesterday when I was with my friend at work because we had planned on going to Mexico. Like, and then I thought about it. It's like, wait, I'm trans and she's was born in Mexico. Like, neither of us should be going through customs. Like, neither of us should be dealing with border patrol. Like, there's a real that seems like a really dicey move. Like, and so I was like, I can't do that. I can't go to Mexico. I just can't go. Like, because I think if I leave the country, like that's it. I just shouldn't come back ever. And that's a crazy thing to have to think about, to worry about.
yeah. And Lilith is someone who has gone through that. But you kind of got out before the biggest piles of shit hit the fan. And so how did you feel on your way to El Salvador?
You're not supposed to tell them. It's generic Latin American country. No.
Oh, sorry.
It's funny, my
I'm
husband
sorry.
and
I
I
thought you were in Southeast Asia. Didn't you go to North Korea?
exactly. Exactly. Um, we had talked about it and like because we had purchased a home in Detroit last April, and I felt kind of stupid. It's like because first of all, I still own that house. I'm trying to sell it. If you want to buy a house in Detroit, hit us up. But we had
It's
often
a nice
talked
house.
about,
You should buy it.
yeah, it was kind of a thing where it was just like, this is a push to doing something I should have done a long time ago anyway. I have, my family and I have friends. No one threw me a going away party. no one's no one's reached out. It's fine. I don't care. The people that I want to be close to, I stay close to. I feel like, well, first of all, I spent 10-15 years in comedy, and the first thing you learn is you don't really have friends. You just have people who suck up to you so they can get what they want. They want to be on a show.
That's some fucking pessimistic Gen X shit.
Holy
It
darkness,
literally
Batman.
literally I had no connection there. And we had always talked about like wanting to, why am I doing this? And when I told people I was leaving, I have people I know on Facebook who are also trans, like, you got to stay and fight. And I often thought, I'm like, what am I fighting for? Like, oh, I won. Now I get to keep this shitty job that I have to have because of health insurance. And, I've been here, 3 months and 12 days. I've got my first coaching client. I'm coming up on the halfway part of writing my first novel. I'm starting to reach out, and I've got an editor looking at it, at what I've got so far. And I just decided to like use this, kind of like pushed me where I needed to go, like live the life I want. No, they always joke like no one wants to work anymore. It's like, yeah, no one wants to work anymore. No one wants to work under these conditions. No one wants to live under these conditions. And instead of saying like I'm running for that, it's like, you know what, I'm making a choice to live the life I want on my terms, and here I am. And there's I don't know if y'all, anyone is fans of The Wire, but there was a quote in there, one of the people drops like, you cannot lose the game if you do not play the game.
Mhm.
And I'm done playing America's game. I like, y'all can have it. And maybe they'll get mad enough that they'll figure it out or they'll do something. And Amanda and I have talked about this. If I thought we were close to that, then I wouldn't have left. If I thought America was ready to call a general strike and force the hands of the oligarchs, I would have stayed for that. But they're not. They're not.
No, no,
They're
nothing's ever gonna
they
fucking happen here. Nothing. No one's ever gonna do
they
anything.
every time the oligarchy drops another load of shit on the peasants, 40% of the peasants come up with reasons why the shit that just landed on them is good for them, and why this is the way it should be. And I don't care. I even like when I coach people, it's like, if you're looking for a coach who wants to, and you need someone to help you make a high performing team and blah, blah, blah. I'm not about that. If you want to start fires and live life on your term, I will help you start fires and go do what you want to do. But I'm not going to sit here and help you be a better middle manager, because human beings aren't meant to be middle managers. Middle management is stupid. Everything above middle management is stupid. Everything below middle management is stupid. You should be doing your own thing and figuring out what you want out of your life and making it happen. Thank you for letting me have that commercial.
Yeah, that was delightful. Yes, join Lilith's coaching team.
So
do we have anything else going today?
Yeah, drop me an email if you want to hire a coach and learn how to start fires.
This has been Lilith Coaches You Out of Capitalism.
Real tough work you got.
I mean, honestly, no. I mean, honestly, how many times you talk to someone and they tell you they don't want to do something and they hate this and they do it, and then a month later they're still at the same shitty job doing the same shitty thing. It's like, fucking figure a way out of it.
Figure it out. Yeah.
I luckily enough, I had saved enough money, but I have no retirement. I didn't have much in my retirement, but I emptied it out to do this. I have I could not make money for maybe a year, and then I'm going to be in serious trouble, but I trust that I'll fucking do it. And history has told me that if I need to do something, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, same thing. That's kind of how it works. It's been how I lived my whole life, is I just jump to the most comfortable lily pad I can find and stay there till it starts sinking. And then I jump to the next one. It's just and it's worked for me up to this point, but I have found that the older I get, the fewer those lily pads seem to be, and the more fog there is in the jump. And and I don't know that if it's just getting older, but it's everything, because I'm in the wrong fucking pond. Better pond. This place is full of fucking predators trying to fucking eat me, and I need to get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this. Nothing surprises us at all about what's going on in the administration, right? But it was still really disgusting to see the video about, when Trump did his pullback on the tariffs, and all of his insider friends knew that he was going to do it. So they all made, there were people, friends of his that he has in the Oval Office bragging that they made, billions of dollars yesterday.
Yeah, it was a huge Ponzi scheme. It was clearly that. It was total illegal market manipulation. That's all he does. That's all he cares about. He cares about money and fame. That's it. That's all he wants. And yeah.
I mean, honestly, I kind of tell it as a joke, but it's honestly, if you want to know why corporatists and Republicans and religious people are against trans people, it's well, if these people, trans people who have the entire world against them, can make decisions for their own life and find their own happiness and do these things, why am I fucking working at Walmart? I mean, that's the thing, is if it became normal to see everyone living to their maximum happiness and making choices for themselves, regardless of what society thinks, who would fucking work at Walmart? Who would keep a backbreaking job? Maybe, and obviously, maybe there's someone who just loves working at Walmart. If that's your passion, I'm not demeaning your passion. Fucking ring people out every Saturday. Good on you. But for the most part, yeah, trans people are the end of ordered society, because why would anyone do stuff they hate if these people, against all odds, if we can do whatever we want and still enjoy happy lives?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why they're trying to stop it, because fucking who's going to work at Walmart?
Yeah, trans people equals fuck the establishment. That's what we are, because we break all the rules. That's what we are. These bullshit rules that they have in place, we break them.
Look at how shitty my lipstick is just put on. That's driving some conservative out there crazy. You can't put your lipstick on like that. you, what are you doing? And I'm just like,
It's illegal.
I do what I
Can't
want.
fucking
I
wear it.
do what I want. Look, I look at that. I missed
You
right
can't
there.
even
Look
get
at,
lipstick in the
they don't
United
care.
States without a
They don't
birth
care.
certificate.
Yeah, they're like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you have to show us your
You have
genitals
to
to get your
drop
nails.
trow in the
Oh my
drugstore.
god, they don't let me do my nails anymore.
Anybody hear anything of April 5th? Did was there anything that you heard about that? Any outcome?
What? April
Any
5th? What the fuck was that?
That's like the 5th of November, but lamer.
Oh, like people were supposed to do stuff or right? No, nothing. No one rose up. Nothing got better.
I didn't
No
think so.
one did
I was away for
anything.
that, so
Nothing
that was my.
changed except for everything got worse as it does every day.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
no,
a
there's
feeling.
no thing.
I suspected it for the most part would be a Occupy Wall Street sort of thing,
There
but
were protests and there were a lot of people in the streets, and it accomplished exactly nothing, as
mhm.
all protests do.
Which
Like,
is
it,
which is
yeah,
why it was allowed to happen, and
yeah,
supposedly it's happening again later this month. But man, they sure shut down that Occupy Wall Street stuff, didn't they?
yeah.
They sure
Did
really they
It's
got rid of
a
that.
wild success. Everything's fine now.
I thought I'd heard that sometimes the people protesting and showing that as actually what gives politicians backbones to actually fight for something. But I think when Gavin Newsom is already bending over backwards to turn against trans people to curry favor, I just like you said, I don't
I
see
like
anything coming of
I
it.
like the idea of a politician having that as like their commercial. It's like, if you elect me, I will grow a backbone once you stand up for what's right. Like,
If you elect me and then
Well,
if
like
you
that.
tell me what's right, I will stand up for it because I'm a person of someone else's convictions.
I don't think that narrative was ever real. I think that that whole like, oh, nonviolent protest is like the path. That was a narrative that was like it was one that came out of, it was born of the civil rights movement in the 60s, and like it was used as like Martin Luther King and Gandhi were the two examples that were used.
Mhm.
But like what people fail to realize is one, Martin Luther King was one small part of it. Like the real thing that did it was the fucking Black Panthers being armed with machine guns and patrolling their neighborhoods in Chicago. That had a lot more to do with like the civil rights shit getting passed than Martin Luther King's speech. Not to discredit Martin Luther King, he did a lot of good things, but like there was a very violent thing going on at the same time, and that was the thing that actually got the thing done, as it always does. And then the misnomer with Gandhi is that like, oh well, in Gandhi it was nonviolent, but like you have to understand it was two things that worked in the favor of that. One was like he and the people that followed him were such religious zealots that they were willing to line up to die for their cause, and that's just simply not the case in the United States. And also, the other thing about that is he was dealing with the British at the very tail end of British colonialism, and the British were occupied with the Luftwaffe. Like they were getting bombed in Britain by the Nazis. And so Britain was a little preoccupied to like deal with Gandhi over there in fucking India. Well, like they have to fucking protect London. Like and so like all of those things, like it's like if Hitler, if Gandhi had gone up against the Nazi war machine, like they would have been like, ah, thank you very much. Stand over there, please. Like, because that's the thing, is that even the notion of nonviolent protest can only work if the people you're protesting at have any conscience or care. But if they don't, it's a complete waste of time. And
Mhm.
certainly the Republican Party and the conservative force and the Christo fascists in the United States do not care.
Well, yeah, and then
So,
and then one thing I wanted to add to what you were talking about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King is always seen and regarded historically as the pacifist, but that's because they always cut short his quotes, which said, a nonviolent protest is the way until unless that doesn't work, and then you have to protest, and then it has to be violent. Like he
Yeah.
did say that. Of course, I'm butchering it. I'm nowhere near what his exact words were, but that was the rest of that stance that he had. Like he knew that it was going to take more. I think you have to try the nonviolent approach first, and come to the negotiating table. But then when they don't listen to you, it's
Well,
got to
yeah,
be
when it's
violent.
clear that it hasn't worked for 50 years and you've gotten right here, like, it's like, well, maybe it's time to change the strategy a little bit. And in any case, I believe we have a segment.
Before we do, I wanted to talk one more thing
Oh,
about sort of campaigns, not protests, but sort of groundswell campaigns. And I want to tell everybody that today we are celebrating the end of the Reina Needs a Wrench campaign because everyone, Reina is a moderator in YouTube.
Raina did
Reina
give it a
has a
wrench.
wrench.
Small victories.
The little ones, the little ones. All right, cue up the segment.
Is that me? Who does that? I
I
don't
don't
have a
know. Is there a
segment.
producer? Let's.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving because I'm not part of this. So
Okay.
I believe
Fine.
you're running the show here, Emily.
Bye, Lils.
No one else going to step up for this one. It's going to be me and Emily.
Lilith, should I count this one down in 5, 4, 3? All right. We don't have a logo for this one, so we're just gonna go pretend that this is all high production value, like usual, and let's go.
As usual.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our new game show, The Dating Game, the show where we have cleverly changed the spelling of game to include the letters AI in it. In each episode, our bachelorette will ask questions of our AI-generated bachelors in an attempt to find everlasting love. If a match is made today, we will pay for the first date, an all-expense-paid trip to the Hard Rock Cafe in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, our lovely bachelorette is Amanda Bonanza. Get a round of
Hi,
applause.
everyone. Happy to be here. I hope I find true love.
That is the name of the game. Let's do it. Let's first meet our bachelors for today. Bachelor number 1 is Maximus Thrive. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
I'm Maximus Thrive. You might call me a disruptive thinker. Basically, I'm a guy who's constantly sharing my insights and making sure everyone knows I've got it all figured out. I don't need a title because I'm too busy changing the game. I'm in between jobs right now, but honestly, I'm just waiting for the next big thing. If you're into thought leaders, disrupting industries, and talking about how things could be better, choose me. You can't miss out on someone like me. Trust me, I'm destined for greatness.
Will Bachelor number 1 be our winner for today, or will it be Bachelor number 2, Christoph Waltz? Tell us about yourself.
Well, guten Abend, dear contestants and curious hearts. I'm Christoph Waltz, thespian, a raconteur, lover of words, and occasionally a delightful villain on the silver screen. I was born in Vienna, where the pastries are as exquisite and the conversation existential. I have waltzed, pun most intended, through theaters, films, and continents alike. I speak 4 languages and flirt fluently in 5. I cherish an intelligent pause more than empty chatter, and I believe a good espresso and a sharper mind are equally important in life and in love. I am prepared to play this delightful little game of courtship.
Wonderful. And let me say, as a longtime fan of yours, Christoph, I have seen your movie. I love it and appreciate you taking the time to be here. Bachelor
Thank you
number
very much.
3. Bachelor number 3 is Brooklyn Vinny. Brooklyn Vinny, can you tell us about yourself?
Oh, it's Brooklyn Vinny. Hey, I've been on the show several times. I think I'd get a little respectamundo, you know? I'm straight out of Brooklyn, born and raised. Forget about it. I'm not Italian, but I got that Brooklyn vibe, you know? Forget about it. I'm the kind of guy who don't sweat when things get too complicated. You got a problem? Forget about it. You stressed? Forget about it. Life is too short to sweat the small stuff. Am I right? I like my pizza thin, my coffee strong, and I keep it real always. I'll be down at the park shooting hoops or grabbing a bacon, egg, and cheese. Forget about the fancy stuff. Just give me the good stuff. Forget about it. So if you're looking for a guy who can keep it low key, have a laugh, and make you forget all your worries, then forget about it. Let's go have some fun together. Life's too short not to forget about it.
Thank you for that, Bachelor number 3. Amanda, it sounds to me like love is in the air. Who will it be? Please take it away and ask the Bachelors your questions.
I do. All of these bachelors sound so wonderful and interesting. I have a question for all of you. Bachelors, if you were a road sign, what would you say?
Bachelor number 1?
I think they're generating answers.
Are they?
It takes a second.
Oh, what's going on here? Forget about it.
Oh, it's Brooklyn Vinny. It's Bachelor number 3. What is your response?
Oh, caution, smooth talker ahead. May cause excessive smiling. Forget about it. Alternative route, forget about it. You're on the right path now. You see, I'm like a green light at 2 a.m. Rare, but when you catch it, everything just flows.
That's a lot of words on that side.
Well, let's hope it's a billboard and you can read that.
It's real big.
Yep. Yeah. Cool.
I'm trying to gotta slow down a little bit.
Bachelor number 1, Maximus Thrive.
Well, no, the sign would just say may cause excessive smiling. The rest of that was just me telling you what that vibe meant. I don't know. Like, I mean, that's what, smooth talker ahead, may cause excessive smiling. That's just the sign. Then that other part, that was me smooth talking you. And look who's smiling. Look who's smiling. It's Amanda Bonanza. I got her.
Brooklyn Vinny, I'm intrigued. Let's, Bachelor 2, what do you got?
Well, if I were a road sign, it would say caution, unexpected depths ahead. You see, at first glance, I may appear perfectly paved, charming, composed, well articulated, but take the wrong turn, or rather, the right turn, and you may find yourself spiraling into a labyrinth of irony, introspection, and possibly a spirited debate about Schopenhauer over wine. And you? What sign might you wear around your soul?
Wow.
Asking the Bachelorette a question. We will break format this one time. I will allow it. Amanda, answer.
What sign do I wear around my soul? Was that the question?
Yes.
I was asking you the question that you had posed to me.
I hate to say it, but I don't believe in the concept of a soul. I'm a hard naturalist and an atheist. And I think science and medicine has demonstrated thoroughly that consciousness is simply an expression, a result, a latent result of brain states.
I withdraw my question. I didn't realize how exhausting you would be.
Ooh, getting some attitude from Bachelor number 2. Let's go ahead and move on then to Bachelor number 1.
Sorry, I had a bit of a brain thing there. I was disrupting society and I was being a thought leader and I kind of got lost in the moment there. But thanks to the other bachelors for taking over for me. Caution, innovation ahead, speed limits do not apply. Because let's be real, I'm not here to follow traffic. I'm here to reroute it. People don't just drive past Maximum Thrive. They merge into a whole new paradigm.
This is incredible. I love all of this. Okay, I'm going to ask another blanket question for all of you bachelors. If you were a dessert, what would you be and how should I eat you?
Well, that's give me 1 second to think about that one. I was gonna.
Amanda is coming with some very deep questions today, and our bachelors need extra time to prepare their answers. We'll just work that into our time today.
We should have maybe done time.
You know what? I'll start. I'm Brooklyn Vinny. I know I speak from the heart, and I speak right off the top of my head. I'd be a classic New York cannoli, crispy on the outside, forget about it, sweet and creamy on the inside, a little powdered sugar on top, maybe a few chocolate chips and that extra forget about it factor. How should you eat me? Slow, baby. Appreciate the flavor and don't rush the vibe. One bite at a time. Get to that good stuff in the middle, because that's where the magic is, sweetheart. And hey, no fork, no knife, hands only. Keep it real, keep it messy. Forget about it.
I, I'm looking forward to get to that creamy inside. I'm wondering if I could use my teeth.
No teeth, forget about it.
Look, Ma, no fork. Thank you for that. Bachelor number 3, Bachelor number 1 or number 2. Who wants to take that question next?
Oh, I got it. Max Thrive here. I'd be a molten lava cake infused with espresso, gold flakes, and just a hint of danger. Why? Because on the outside, I look smooth, refined, maybe even traditional. But once you dig in, boom, an explosion of bold flavor, ambition, and slightly overconfident energy you didn't see coming. How should you eat me? Slowly, intentionally, with awe. Pair me with a rare vintage wine or a TED Talk binge, something equally bold. I'm not your average sweet treat. I'm a full sensory experience in edible disruption.
I love it. I would like to ask Maximus Thrive a question.
Excuse me, ma'am. This Christoph
Oh, wait,
Waltz.
there's a third one. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sure
I'm
you
sorry,
want to
Hair
hear.
Waltz.
You want to hear about my dessert and how you would devour me.
I do. I do more
That's a
than
very,
anything.
first of all, let me say that's a very great question. Sensual, slightly dangerous. I admire your curiosity. It's the first ingredient in any proper dessert. If I were dessert, I would most certainly be a Schachertorte, a decadent Viennese classic. Rich, dark chocolate, subtly bitter, like a well-timed monologue, layered with apricot jam, just tart enough to keep things interesting. Elegant, refined, and just a little mysterious, served with a generous dollop of unsweetened whipped cream. No shortcuts, no substitutions. And how should you eat me? Slowly and reverently, with a silver fork and perhaps a little jazz playing faintly in the background. You savor, not devour. You let the flavors unfold like an opera, act by act, until you reach that final note and find yourself inexplicably wanting more. Now tell me, Liebling, are you more creme brulee, hard to crack but soft beneath, or something with a touch of spice?
I'm going to have to say I've got a touch of spice in my flavor.
Oh, such a naughty girl.
All right. Either way, the prescription is slow and steady. All right. Your next question.
My next question is for Maximus Thrive.
Yeah.
Maximus, if we were in a wrestling match, would you come out on top or would you bottom out?
Oh man.
I think that question might have been a little intense for our
I think I've done a little too much disrupting here today for some reason. But let me tell you something. I'm a disruptor, but I'm gonna come out on top because Maximum Thrive always comes out on top. Maybe one day eventually we could change the dialogue. We could disrupt the order, but I'm Maximum Thrive and I always come out on top.
I love that answer, Maximus Thrive. Bachelor number 2, is it Christoph Waltz?
I'm a very famous actor. You know who I'm at.
I would say, do you believe in ghosts that come in the night?
Oh, I spelt come wrong and it says it violates the policies. But then eventually it did give me an answer. My God, what an image you paint, haunting and oddly evocative. Do I believe in ghosts? Let us say I believe in presence, the kind that lingers in a room after a story has ended, the whisper of memory, the perfume of longing, but ghosts that visit with such carnal enthusiasm in the night, well, that's either a very spirited poltergeist or someone's subconscious is feeling rather neglected. Now, whether they exist is a philosophical question. Why they visit you, that is psychological. But how do you respond? That, my dear, is deeply personal.
This is wonderful. Brooklyn Vinny, I have a question.
Yo.
I have a question for you, my friend. What's the one thing someone could say that would make you drop everything?
Oh, that's a good question. Forget about it. Let me think here. I got your Nana's secret Sunday gravy recipe and a pot on the stove. Forget about it, but whatever. I'm doing, done. Phone off, shoes off. I'm out the door. You say that, and I'm coming over faster than a subway rat to a slice of pie on the sidewalk. Family food and a little mystery. Forget about it. I'm in.
Well, I've got you, Vinny. I have one more question. Which which celebrity would you play in a spicy rom-com and why?
All right, bitch, it is Brooklyn Vinny in a spicy rom com. You already know who's stepping in. I think I might have Selma Hayek. But you're wondering who I'm playing, not who would be opposite of me, because it would be Selma Hayek.
I was confused a little there.
I mean, I like who would I play in a spicy? Why would I be playing a celebrity in a spicy rom com? Probably Michael Rappaport.
We totally support gender bending roles here. That
I know, but I wouldn't. I mean, I'm Brooklyn Vinny.
Take it away.
Okay, thanks for your participation.
I mean,
Brooklyn
I would say
Vinny.
like I'd be in one with Selma Hayek. Look, you're the one who wanted AI to do these answers. AI doesn't necessarily conform to what like they misunderstood the question. Look, I got no problem playing Selma Hayek. I don't know if I could do the voice. Does Selma Hayek even say forget about it? I don't know. I'm also weigh 295 pounds of pure muscle. Can I fit into a Selma Hayek costume? I don't know. Forget about it.
Selma Hayek costume, the #1 seller last year at Halloween. Amanda, ask your next question.
Halloween. Yeah, my next
you got more questions?
I got more questions. I have a question for Bachelor number 2, Christoph Waltz. Christoph Waltz, what's one habit of yours that always gets you into trouble? The fun kind.
Well, I was going to say as a joke, Selma Hayek.
What a card. What a cut up. Good job, Bachelor
but
number 2.
But if I were to answer that, you know, in all reality, I would say that I have a rather dangerous habit of, shall we say, overthinking, but not in the way one might think. I often find myself thinking too much, too deeply about the smallest, most trivial moments. I will dissect a single glance, a fleeting word, as it holds the key to the universe. And it's this, my dear, that often leads to delightful trouble. For instance, I'll be in a cafe reading a book, and suddenly I'm so enraptured with the nuances of the atmosphere that I forget my coffee entirely. Or I'll have an entire conversation with a stranger while entirely misinterpreting the tone, only to realize, after a long pause, that I've just told them something utterly inappropriate. But of course, there is a charm in this chaos, is there not? And there's something quite entertaining about life's little absurdities when you look at them through the lens of, shall we say, elegant disorder.
I love that answer. Like, legitimately love that answer. All right. Maximum power. Let's.
Whoa.
Maximum Thrive? Is that it?
Maximus Thrive is Bachelor.
I'm not some sort of Simpsons character here.
You're a hairdryer.
Clearly not.
That's not the question.
I am not a hairdryer. I'm a disruptor and a thought leader.
Maximus Thrive. My last question for you. What's one way to make you blush without laying a finger on you?
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't really I haven't blushed much at Maximum Thrive. I'm self-confident. But let me think here for a second. It's all about catching me off guard with something unexpected, right? One way to make me blush, even without touching me, would be to acknowledge how brilliant my ideas are, but in a way that feels genuine, like, Maximus, you're really changing the world, aren't you? That would definitely hit me right in the feels, because let's be real, when you see me as the visionary I am, it's hard not to feel a little humbled, even if I don't show it.
Those are my questions. Emily, what's next? How does this game work?
Now if you need a moment to think about this, this is your time to decide which
to
of these
choose.
bachelors will go on a date with you. Have you found love here today? Will it be bachelor number 1, Maximus Thrive? Will be bachelor number 2, the very famous, according to himself, Christoph Waltz, and bachelor number 3, Brooklyn Vinny?
Well, I gotta say, Maximus Thrive, I really appreciate your can-do attitude and your go-getter spirit. However, it's just not what I'm looking for in a man right now.
Hey, that's fine.
Vinny.
I'm gonna go change the world. I'm gonna go change the world, baby.
Thank you, Bachelor number 1, for participating today. Please see the production assistant for your parting gift.
Brooklyn Vinny.
Oh, forget about it.
You intrigue me greatly. And I think maybe, just maybe, in another world, we could be lovers. But without further ado, I think hands down the choice is Christoph Waltz.
Oh,
If for
I'm
no
so
other
excited.
reason. First of all, huge fan. Second of all, you're the one that can get me the fuck out of the United States. So thank you very much.
Oh, yes, most definitely. I have a chalet in Vienna that you'll be moving to if we decide to go that route.
Yes, I would
Brooklyn
like to do
Vinny,
that
I
right
must
away,
say,
please. Thank you.
I would love to say, Brooklyn Vinny, thank you very much for putting up a spirited fight for this young lass's heart. Oh, forget about it. Brooklyn Vinny's all about having fun.
And that will do it for our show today. Our bachelors who are not going home with our lovely bachelorette will get the consolation prize of the home game that you can play along during our next episode. Amanda Bonanza and Christoph Waltz, you are now jet setting off to lovely Las Vegas, Nevada for your date at the Hard Rock Cafe. We wish you all the best and unending love in your future. Thank you for playing.
Well, thank you very much for having me on your program.
Thank you for the opportunity to choose among such wonderful bachelors.
And scene.
Oh goodness, that was oodles of fun. I think.
Did I miss anything? What happened?
You missed quite a lot. I'm
You
gonna
are
go on a
definitely
date
gonna
with
need.
Christoph Waltz.
You're definitely gonna need to watch this one back. You're gonna definitely.
Yeah,
I think we're
definitely.
probably honestly we're all gonna need to go watch this video again.
I love Christoph Waltz.
It was a delightful time. I had a real good time, and I just might have found my ticket out of here. In all seriousness, I do need a ticket out of here. If anyone wants to marry me, I will marry you. Just let me know. Just DM me. I'm not fucking picky at this point.
Did anybody pick up on my joke with Christoph Waltz that I loved his movie?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed that joke. I
Thank
liked
you.
I like all of his movies. I actually love Christoph Waltz. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, he's pretty wonderful.
And
It was wonderful to have him here.
it was wonderful to have him. He was just like I would have expected him to be.
Who would have known we would have the
believe I
budget for that
missed
at
it.
this point? Yeah.
I feel so stupid.
I mean,
missing out.
Brooklyn Vinny did give him a run for his money. If I'm being honest,
mean-
Maximus Thrive was never in the competition.
I don't know who this Maximus Thrive is, but Brooklyn Vinny's a longtime friend of the show. I love Brooklyn Vinny.
Always good to have Brooklyn
Yeah,
Vinny on, and
Brooklyn
he
Vinny,
always
friend of the
comes
show for
so
sure,
close
yeah.
to finding love. He's always so close.
Hey, you know what? Knowing Brooklyn Vinny, he'll be just fine. Forget
He'll bounce right back. He ain't gonna give that up.
Is Vinny gonna roll on after this? Forget about it.
Forget about it.
And with that, thanks everyone for coming. Lilith, closing business.
Hey, if you enjoyed the show, click like and subscribe and hit the little ring bell. I think the bell, if you click that every time this show starts, you'll get like a like a notification that you should watch. So if you have trouble remembering when the show is, or you like have a deep-seated fear about forgetting it, then click that bell and like a surprise. Thank you for all the super chats that are popping through.
We should acknowledge our super chats. We have $2 British from Stony Man 69. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. Maybe.
Those are London fun bucks. What are you talking about?
Yes, and then from Christina Nichols,
some Russell
$5.
Brand dollarinos.
I think Christina Nichols gave us good old American dollars, 5 of them. So thank you for that. Oh, and then Charlotte coming in with $3 which I don't know what that means. That's
yeah, you
that's,
do.
That's
yeah, you do.
That's Australian. I know who Charlotte is.
If anyone come through with 30,000 colones, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, perfect. Back to the closing.
Hey, if you're looking at this episode and you look down in the description, there are links to our books there. Read the books. Leave 5-star reviews. I did get a 5-star review this week, I think from Stony Man. Thank you very much. But leave those reviews. Tell your friends to read Susie and the Cybertruck and any of a host of Amanda Bonanza's rom-coms, romantic novels. There's two. A whole host of them. Unfortunately, Bordertrans, we're just going to take some time off. A quarter of the Borderlands is moving to a different country, and we're just going to wait for them to get settled before we bring that back, probably sometime in May. But that doesn't mean that we won't be back in an hour with Mediocre Poker and Amanda Bonanza. So make sure you check in for that. And of course, see us next week. Same trans time, same trans channel.
All right. Love y'all. See you next week.
Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Working on it.